What up, YouTube? As you can see, this is a regular outlet. This is tamper resistant. There's a plastic shield and you need a prong to go in the outlet to make it work. As whereas this outlet, you can stick something in it and you will get electrocuted. You will need a tester to see how the outlet is wired and to see if there's power. You can get something like this, which is a Speedy. So this is also a GFI, ground fault circuit interrupter. You stick it in the outlet, and that will tell you if you got power. Also, what you should have is tape, linemen's, and wire strippers. As you can see, this is wired correctly. Right now, I'm going to go turn off the power at the panel. As you can see, the power is off. You basically just pulled this off. You also need a screwdriver. 1101 screwdriver is this. It has a flat Phillips, whatever. You unscrew it. Pull out the outlet cover. Set that aside. Now you're going to need a Phillips. And you're just going to unscrew this screw. And then this screw. These screws are long, just an FYI. That's how long the screws are. Now you very carefully pull this out. They use something called a stab back. So basically, a stab back is where you stab it into the back of the outlet. That's called a stab back. Nothing wrong with it. Just a little more funner to get out. That's all. Because you gotta twist and rock the outlet and hope you can get them out without breaking it. If you break it, that's why you got wire strippers. Just like that. Then you want to pull out the white. Like I said, these are somewhat of a bear to pull out. Man, they're tough as heck. So now that that's pulled out, just get it out of your way. Yes, this is your ground. This is your neutral. Your white's always your neutral. That's your return of power to the circuit. So now basically you want to make the loop. and you want to make the loop going down. I like the screw terminals. It's just, to me, a better connection. And yes, I am trimming this down a little bit, because I think they're just, well, that will happen too. Don't worry, if that does happen, just basically take your strippers, pull off a little more insulation, and all you want to do is make a small, nice loop. That's it. So you got your 2 loops. Now just remember, on the silver screws, which is your neutral side, the loops always face down. On the gold side, the loops always face up. So when you tighten, that loop closes. So just like that. Now you notice on here they don't have the ears. This has the ears. Easy way to remove these ears is one of 2 ways. Lineman's, you can go like this, cut them off, or take them, simple. I always start at the ground, and then what I do is I just take this, I pinch it. This way my loop is starting to get close. So when you tighten it, that loop closed. Now I'll take the neutral here. I'll very carefully wrap that around the screw. You just want to make sure they're snug. And that's all that's to that side. Now you just take your ground or your hot, and you just take it and you put it over the brass screw. And then when you tighten that screw, that loop will tighten and close. Yes, you can see I'm trying to get that loop to close a little more for my liking. And you just take your top one. Trick I've always learned, take your thumb and pull back on the wire. This way when you're doing it, when you pull back on that wire, it puts a little tension on it. Helps keep it seated in the loop. You just basically tighten the screw. Like I said, you want it snug. You don't want them loose. Just like that. Now what I like to do for safety purposes, I take electrical tape. I go around twice. This way, if in the future somebody decides to come in and decides to pull this thing live, at least when they pull, like this old outlet was in there, they had stab backs. If they would put their hand on the black and the silver, just like this, your hand's touching the silver and the brass, you are conducting electric through your body. You will get a shock. This way, if it's taped like this, they come and grab this, there's nothing they can electrocute them. You very carefully work your way back in. This part, you have to be kind of gentle, because if you're not, you can damage the drywall. It happens. This is probably 1/4 inch drywall. It's very thin drywall. Most houses are usually 1/2 inch. So you just kind of gotta take your time. And don't rush it. What's nice about those tabs, or those ears being off, you'll see, I'll get you a little bit closer up. You can see how the outlet will sit. Whoop, a little too tight. You want to loosen it just a hair, a little more. Now you can adjust that outlet. So I'm adjusting that outlet, and then I'm tightening. What's nice about that is once you get this nice and snug, it sits in between these tabs, and then once you do the bottom here, your outlet will sit nice and level. That's because when they put this in, they make sure to put these in level at the factory or in building. I live in a trailer house. It's a mobile house, so this house can be moved. It can be hooked up to wheels and moved. Once you have that nice and tight, there's your outlet. All you have to do, the last thing to do, is put your face cover on, and then you tighten your screw. Now, this is personal reference. Some people like it this way. Some will tighten it this way. It all depends on the person and the electrician. So, now with that, now you can stick in this. And if everything goes well, you go turn on your breaker. And there you go. It is wired correctly. The green light in the middle is indicating, yes, this is wired correctly. Pull this out. And yes, that is also wired correctly. Now, you cannot take a single blade like this and stick it in there. And I'm literally putting pressure. There's a plate, 2 plastic tabs in here that have to slide when you stick 2 prongs in. Now you're wondering about this tool. I'll give you a little close-up. On this tool, you'll see background is 2 whites and a red, or amber. No, that's right, excuse me. Open neutral is an amber, green, and then a white. Open hot, all white. So you would see all white. Excuse my finger. A hot reverse, you'll see an amber, which is this one. A hot and a neutral reverse, an amber, and a red. And if it's white,